I found my biological father after 28 years. He was the doctor who delivered my baby last month and neither of us knew. I never planned to search for my biological father. My mom raised me alone after a brief relationship in college, and she always said he didn't want to be found. I respected that until 3 weeks ago, when my newborn daughter was diagnosed with a rare genetic condition that doctors said must have come from my paternal DNA. Suddenly, my medical history wasn't just about me anymore. The birth of my daughter Tayset had been complicated. After 36 hours of labor, my regular OB was called into emergency surgery and the hospital brought in Dr. Thomas Mitchell, a senior specialist who delivered Tinas via emergency section at 3 a.m. I barely saw his face behind the surgical mask, and in the blur of pain, medication, and exhaustion, I only remembered kind eyes and a calm voice telling me everything would be okay. When Tezist was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos-Oppen 3 weeks later, the geneticist recommended testing both parents to determine the subtype and severity. My husband Ryan tested negative. I did too. The doctor explained. This meant the mutation was likely new and Tez extremely rare, or from a parent who carried a mosaic form too subtle to detect in standard testing. We should test your parents, she suggested. Sometimes it presents differently across generations. That's when I decided to find my biological father. All I had was a name, James Wilson, and the knowledge that he'd been a medical student at UCL in 1994 when he dated my mother. I ordered a DNA test and joined 3 ancestry websites while waiting for results. Meanwhile, Tassis needed weekly appointments with specialists, including follow-ups with Dr. Mitchell, who had taken a special interest in her case. He was in his mid-50s with salt and pepper hair and a quiet, thoughtful manner that put me at ease during terrifying conversations about my daughter's future. During our third appointment, Dr. Mitchell mentioned he'd done his residency at UCL. My biological father was a medical student there in the mid-90s, I said casually. Probable a long shot, but did you ever cross paths with him? Dr. Mitchell dropped his pen when he looked up. His face had lost all color. I was at UGeltia from 1992 to 1998, he said slowly. I knew a Jim Wilson. He left the program suddenly in his third year. No one knew why. Something in his voice made my heart race. I pulled out my phone and showed him the only photo I had, my mother and a young man at a beach party, his arm around her shoulders. Dr. Mitchell stared at the image for a long time. That's not Jim Wilson, he finally said. That's me. I looked more closely at his face, the same shape as mine, the same deep-set eyes that now stared back for my daughter's face. But your name is Thomas Mitchell, I whispered. I changed it after leaving UCL, he explained, voice shaking. I was Thomas James Mitchell Wilson. I went by Jim in medical school. Over the next hour, the story unfolded. He'd dated my mother briefly during his third year of medical school. When she told him she was pregnant, he panicked. His family had pressured him to focus on his career, telling him a child would derail his future. He offered to pay for an abortion, and when she refused, he gave her money to take care of it however she chose and asked never to be contacted again. He changed his name after a family falling out, dropping Wilson entirely. He never knew she had kept the baby me. I regretted that decision every day of my life, he said, tears streaming down his face. It was the reason I eventually specialized in obstetrics. Every baby I delivered was a chance to make amends for the one I abandoned. And now, by some cosmic coincidence or fate, he had delivered his own granddaughter. The genetic testing confirmed everything. Dr. Mitchell, my biological father, carried the same mosaic pattern of Ehlers-Danlos that had been passed to Tazish. His medical knowledge of the condition has already proven invaluable for her treatment plan. I called my mother that night. She wasn't angry that I'd found him, just shocked at how it had happened. I never told you his full name because I wanted to respect his wish to stay uninvolved, she explained. But I always hoped someday you might meet under better circumstances. It's been 2 weeks since the discovery. Dr. Mitchell, Thomas' dad, has recused himself as Tast's official doctor due to the personal connection, but he consults on her case and visits us at home. Yesterday, he brought photo albums from his own childhood, showing me grandparents and cousins I never knew existed. We're taking it slowly. 28 years is a lot of catching up to do. But when I watch him